Okay, okay. We should be good because it is that time. It is that time indeed. Alrighty then. So, welcome along everyone to my live stream. Welcome to the channel. My name is Danny C. Let's get down to business, shall we? And for tonight's open lobbies, I'm going to be throwing down a chilled lobby for this one, just to zone out from the serious stuff of the serious racing that I've been doing for God knows how long. So this is one of the chances, just to wind down, from doing some proper racing in multiple car categories, as well as the league racing side of things, etc. So I hope everyone's doing good on this Tuesday evening as well. So let's get the lobby open, and once I put the lobby open, I'll put up a room ID 2. So there is a couple of things about you're just going to have to bear in mind also before you get into the lobby. So we're going to be off at Tokyo Expressway, east clockwise. So a chilled lobby, any vehicle you like, apart from the Tomahawk car. And what I mean by X is, obviously you got the X 2014, X 2019. Other than that, that's very much it. And another thing as well, be nice and be respectful to other people, and show off your vehicles and enjoy yourselves. So obviously set that to times 7, something like that. And then because it started off like afternoon time, so if anybody wishes to go to a different track, let me know, and then we'll crack on with the a bit of a you know what I mean, the rest, just a bit of a wind down time, just to enjoy yourselves for once. So the lobby is now open, and I'll put in the roommate ID 2. So I've got one joining. So the lobby's starting to fill up. Welcome along, Seki Pack. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Right, see if there's anybody else joining in. We've got somebody else joining in too. LBM is in. LBM is in. Pleasure to meet you. So if I do see somebody in the Tomahawk or the Red Bull X car, then I'll ask him politely, to change the car. Failing to follow the rule, then obviously would take it personal, just a simple kick in, because it's not fair on me, and it's not fair on anybody else to just wants to chill out for once. And so I'm gonna be out in the Pagani Zonda, fully modified. Ritter's in. Welcome, Ritter. Ritter's left. This car feels nice and stable with racing soft tyres. So welcome along, Ritter. Mind the cones. So I've got somebody just around the corner. Who could that be? There's our BMX in the distance, Sylvia. I hear something noisy, and that is a Formula car. Meet. And that is the 2026 livery of the Ferrari that the Germans appeared in. Obviously driven by Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. And speaking of which, that we're not really far off the Formula One season that's starting this weekend at Australia. In the obviously from the UK, obviously it's going to be an early start, of course. And there's Kipat as well. Welcome along, Shadow. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're well, mate. Obviously, for those who are just joining, that obviously the lobby is open, so anyone is welcome as long as you're not using the Tomahawk or the Red Bull X car. I don't mind racing cars, even the super. I don't mind the super formulas or GT3 or GR1s or what have you. So I've got a kind of a monster as well in the process. I've got the white one as well. Yeah, of course you can, mate, and more than welcome to. Thank you for letting us know. So obviously, it's like when you when you're sparing a moment to to reflect on what's been happening for the past 24 hours. It's like where'd you go from there? Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not, mate? So we've got Miss Kezo. Pleasure to meet you. So reflecting on the past 24 hours, and it's like what I mean by that is that you want things to be settled on the track, not behind the scenes, and it's moments like that where you just want to. Yeah, rightly so. And for those of us who are just tuning in, obviously that have driven my heart with a heart out to the best I can in the last race, and then having felt like I've won the championship in the Renault Clio Cup, but sadly having had to go and see to the stewards, not in a bad way, but just to have a look at what's been going on. So what was going off as well is that when I had the fastest lap on the penultimate lap, it's just a smallest of margins, you know, just I don't know how close can you all see it, but just like the smallest of margins away from the white line, or even a certain tire corner that's not even making contact of the white line, but it's just the 2 points is all it takes, you know, just to just to defy the moment, and to defy the moment of where it can win you not only the races of result, but also the championship. But for those of us who have been messaging, like I just had a message from for with it being 1 point between the pair of us, between myself and Butler, you know, that I couldn't ask for much more of a good season all round. After we both had our own ups and downs, and I just want to say, those of you who have just messaged me, thank you very much, Emma, for your amazing support, and I loved every minute of it, no matter the outcome. It's just them small margins. It's all it takes, you know, just to it's all it takes, you know, just to change the outcome. That, you know, as I mentioned, that nobody wants to finish the championship and change the outcome behind the scenes, because we want to see it on track, and you know, it's the moments that where I've showcased that the determination and the drive and discipline that I had, you know, just to be sure that I just keep going, keep pushing, and I had nothing to lose with a lot I had to offer, and going through these last couple of laps also, then my heart was pounding a bit, and I felt that the pressure was on. But what kind of pressure? But what kind of pressure is? I just excel from it. I just literally excel from it, dug deep, and be sure that I get as many places as I possibly could, even in the tightest of circumstances. And then it just comes to show that it's a do or die moment kind of thing. And so Shadow's in the lobby. Good to see you, pal. So yeah, but I'm not too disappointed. And I just want to say, thanks, once more for your continued support, and as I've done, extremely proud of myself to get to that point and stand the chance of winning the ultimate goal, which every racer dreamed of achieving. But those little bits like that doesn't really define me at all. This is part of the journey, because let's be real, we win and lose together, no matter what. And if there's only one person who can make a difference and to enjoy such a show, then it's over to you. Well, I don't allow community. I don't allow tomahawks a bit in, because obviously it's just that it's just silly. You get some people that just like will drive pretty silly in these cars, but then it's just you have some of the drivers who just might have some of the drivers in the tomahawks might have a skill issue, or even just be stupid, you know, to run somebody off and not even be respectful in that sense, which I don't like to see silly stuff like that. But so that's why I don't want anybody using the Tomahawk or the Red Bull X, you know, so it just makes it a bit more pleasant in that sense. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, but I'm not done with racing, because I've got another championship to race for, and another championship I've got to race for is the Jimmy Cotter's British Touring Car Championship, and it's my championship to lose. Going into the halfway mark of the season this weekend, which is at Montreal, and you know what? I'm gonna have to be sure and whoop this guy fair and square. Shadow appearing in the Golf GTI in the with 700 horses or something daft like that. So, got the white monster with me. cheers everyone for what has been a good season at the Renault Clio Cup. Somebody phoned ambulance in. What's going off here? It's Bob. Bob's in the ambulance. Right, let's go for a little drive. You're coming, Shadow. Pardon me. Yep. Blasted down the straight at some speed. Get past a medical car. I just need to change the gear ratio. I'm lacking the top speed. He made me look stupid in that Golf he's in. Is that somebody in the Golf as well? Yeah, it is. I could see literally another Golf up there. And there's another slow car too, whatever it might be. It's Auto Bianchi, whatever it's called, or a classic Fiat Panda. There's Conzo. Yeah, I thought it's a Panda. There's the Scooby. Yeah, I thought it'd be engine swapped. What engine's in that Golf of yours there, Shadow? Yeah, wheel spins in every gear, pretty much, so it's funny. Yep. GTMA, good to see you, pal. Hope you're well. Almost got a cramp on my right foot. So you reckon it's you think it's a racing engine of some sort of, but not sure what it is. Yeah, that's probably probably why. Just when you fully modified the standard Golf GTI to its full potential, and then you have an engine swapper involved as well, and then that makes it a ridiculous, and to make it ridiculous amount of horsepower, it's just like untouched. So there's Bob, and we've got a line of cars just around a corner in any moment. So there's a couple of skylines. I'm going to have to get the skyline out if I've got one, which I should have. So shadows in the R33. I just need to apply Races Softs. Get the Races Softs on. Change the gear ratio to 400 kilometers. And see how that goes. That was too late to brake. I'll just come back in and then have a fresh front end, of course. No scrapes on the front of the car. Nothing to be seen here. That's the kind of monster, the white one, for those who are wondering what I'm drinking. Don't worry, I'm not drinking and driving. Well, obviously not drinking alcohol. I've not had any alcohol since 31st of December. But I could be set to have some alcohol going out to... One moment. Just had somebody. Dustin, welcome along. Welcome along. Thank you very much for tuning in. I was just gonna say that I did just see your message, but it's all good. It's all good. That thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you're doing good. I was gonna say that also that yeah, good racing when you're in the GT World Series Nations Cup. I know it's not been like the best of races from your side, but it is whatever it is. And you just checked my video as well. Yeah, because what I was going to say that, because having reviewed the replay at the time. Yeah. So I drove, when I was pushing for not only for a certain position, but for two positions. Obviously, it came around to turn one or something. I'm trying to work out which lap it is. So it was just after a couple of laps after we pitted for fresh tyres, and that, of course, where I was obviously getting the felt that there was like a slight bit of contact I made with you by a little bit, but then what I had to do from there, because I was on one lap newer tyres than you, and I had to give way, so then just give you a nudge, and I'm like, so. Sorry, it's on me. It's just keep going, and moments later that you've pulled over to one side, and I was like, oh, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate the sponsorship. So I've enjoyed myself no matter the outcome. I wasn't really too fussed on where I'll end up, to tell you the truth, because it was not going to be easy, just to get through the. Just to get through the pack with that much dirty air through the, through the cars and so on. But yeah. Well, this is the thing that I thought that there was like contact, but then obviously looking on the offer of the chase cam was pointed in a different direction, and obviously it looked like we were very close to hitting you, but then I was just thinking for a moment where if you felt something from your screen, that's a thing. But if you haven't felt anything, then that's totally understandable then. And then you had no pace and the frustration got to you. Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Well, sorry to see that how the race panned out for you, but there's another opportunity that'll be coming for sure. Even though that I had to crack on with the open the league racing side of things, with the British Touring cars as well as the Renault Clio Cup, and obviously I was called in there to do an esports race representing a certain team. And that were a long race at St. Croix Sea as well. Yeah, you do right, mate. You do right, and I've just enjoyed taking part in the 10-hour races or 24-hour. Yeah, that it's just I was speaking as well earlier on that I was literally, just enjoying the Renault Clio Cup championship I was participating in, and although that I felt as though at first I won the championship, but sadly I went over the track limits by the smallest of margins, which obviously those two crucial points obviously cost me the championship. And obviously I've mentioned the other day, earlier on, that I'm not too disappointed because let's be real, that I've done me so proud, just to get to that point and stand a chance of when achieving the ultimate goal, which every racer dreams of achieving. But there is another opportunity which I've got my eyes on, and that another opportunity I've got my eyes on is the British Touring Car Championship, which I do every Saturday until 11th of April. and it's my championship to lose as it stands. Yeah, definitely. You get the proper clean races also in the league races. Yeah, we can go for a drag. So, counting down to 55. Although we've got a bit of a bend to get through. Watch out for the spinning car. Go! Whoa! GTMA, the Godzilla. Whoa! Oh, got a bit airborne there over that crest. Yeah, so I mean, I had my moments with some of the league races, Dustin, if you're still here. Obviously, one of the races where, you know, like when you're in Eiger Norland, or Norway, whatever it's called, for example. Therefore, that I was going wheel to wheel with somebody, which had made contact, which put that person into the wall. Whoopsie daisies! My apologies. It's on me. It's on me. So obviously, and when the opportunity came, therefore that I had to give the place back, which that comes to show that that you know that even by the smallest of margins, that it could make a difference. Not only with the fact that your point tally just changes, but also like well to have that respect gained from somebody who you made contact with by giving up a position giving the place back to the person you made contact with, and rightly so that well the person reached out to me and said like great respect to you, and because if I would have carried on, then I would have been penalised. So it just comes to show that well it's like depends how you want to deal with your scenarios, where there's so many factors of them shoulda, woulda, coulda, but it is whatever it is. But like I said, that I'm not too fussed on the outcome. Although that we don't want things to be settled behind the scenes. We want things to be settled on the track. Do you know what I mean? But one of them things. Exactly, Shadow, and no matter what happens, it's been a pleasure, to compete in the highest level you can possibly go, depending what leagues you're in. Even to tell you the truth, that the toughest leagues I've been in so far is the GT3 esports endurance races. When you have MWR Motorsport involved, where you have the likes of Prima Jensen and Calster, and as soon as you race with them, game over, because them lads are super quick, really quick. Even Calster also, he's super quick on the controller. And of course I'm a Gran Turismo World Series World Tour finalist, one of the finalists from the manufacturers, and is set to head off to Dubai, and fully adapted. We're going to do the races in the Gran Turismo World Tour at 05, if they know where I'm coming from. So less than 10 seconds. And they do know where I'm coming from with the 05. tells you on the time on the race time also. Well, not in the race, but obviously the session time. Like Iceman and or some really quick drivers that never really drive sport mode. Yeah. Well, that happens to me also, because I do come across one that's not even a oi, whoa, look at that, the sparks. And I was literally just too distracted with the sparks and then messed up my braking completely. Oh, oopsies. Oh, it's all kicking off before the next round. It's all good, mate. Yeah, because I do come across a driver who is really quick and an E-ranked driver rater, but obviously that don't really matter. The driver rater does not really matter in those circumstances, as long as you're clean and respectful. That's the main thing. You know, that's just like how I see it. Like, you know, as long as you're clean and respectful, no matter what your driver rating, sportsmanship rating, or safety rating, whichever you call it, is, then as long as ever you showcase your clean and respectful racing, then that's the main criteria I'd like to see. I do not have the time, dedication, or patience with myself to try and be that quick for dailies anymore. My GT World Series and daily days are well behind me, says Shadow. I mean, you can still have a crack of it if you wish. I mean, it's well, it depends, like what goes off on the personal side of things, and which I totally understand the position. So we've been in Tokyo for 30 odd minutes. So shall we head off to the Nürburgring, everybody? The Nordschleife. No worries, GTMA. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. So, anybody else for Nordschleife, Nürburgring? Pat's got to go. No problem. Thank you for joining, Pat. So, no response from anybody willing to go for Nordschleife yet. I'd rather put my time into Le Mans Ultimate or iRacing to compete competitively like that these days, but felt like I've done more than enough of it on GT Sport or GT7 days, and Shadow's going for it, so no problem. We're off to the Nordschleife. Okay. Change the time settings from times 7 to times 5, so it slows down the skies a bit. Yeah, it's and that's one of the good things about that some people are doing there. Well, obviously more enough people doing something different. For instance, you have some familiar racers that from the motorsport world that are having a crack at iRacing. Obviously, you gotta pay for a membership to race in iRacing, but it's got to go through like a PC sitting in it, if I remember correctly. Same with Le Mans Ultimate, I think. Although I did read it somewhere that well, they were going to be on the console, well, released on the, well, they should be on the consoles by now. But I did have a look at the well, Le Mans Ultimate, but then it's just yeah, depends what's interesting. Well, obviously you do get like a sport mode, you know, just like the daily races and so on. So last used what shall I be out in? I'm gonna go out in the McLaren. Yeah, definitely. Definitely something. Well, for Gran Turismo, for like many of us in general, that just wants to casually play the game and then race in open fun lobbies for when you can. For whatever car category well, this game has to offer, for instance. And then you have some league races where obviously you have those league races where you just got to get well close to well compete in the well a certain level to the best you can, depending on who you're racing with. Yep. Oops. Don't want to be doing that. Sorry. A Renault 5 Maxi Turbo behind me. Go on. I'm doing my best. I'm just trying to keep it on the track, and because it's so not easy to control this thing on the. Whoopsies. And there's the Spaniard disappearing off into the distance in the Renault 5 Maxi Turbo. Yeah, so, and then as for the league racing side of things, you just want to make most of your time whilst you're performing at well, the best you possibly can, and then obviously that there may be like some of the circumstances that might not go your way, and then obviously thankfully that we didn't have to I didn't have to like you know, just go through the same way as what Total Wolf's been through when the safety car restart's been manipulated incorrectly in Abu Dhabi, and they were just like, Michael, this is so not right, why do this to us? So none of that well from my side well fortunately, because obviously it was, I needed to take a deeper look at that fastest lap bit, because that fastest lap bit in lap 8 were just like, whoa, where's that come from? And yeah, just centimeters is all it takes. And then obviously it's good to like well have a set of rules and regs, and then obviously there'll be like some that'll that agree and don't agree with this and that from multiple sources on etc etc. But that's just the way it is, and you know, you just let things be. And that's the way to get away best, I suppose. But yeah. So if there's anybody seen somebody in the Tomahawk or the Rebel X car, let me know, because I did put on the lobby title that we are not allowed to use the Tomahawk and the Rebel X fictional cars, because otherwise if I see one, I'll ask them politely to change car, and if they don't listen, they'll get kicked. So I won't take anything personal, because it's one of the prices that somebody's going to have to pay for not complying with that particular rule. So, welcome along those who are just tuning in as well. If you're liking the content and what I'm doing, whether it's for open lobbies in any car category the game has to offer, as well as some chilled out lobbies, my league racing ventures, and sometimes daily races for when I get a chance, smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't, and appreciate your support. Anybody heard about all the rumours of what's next for Gran Turismo themselves? Obviously, I've read that they are starting to develop Gran Turismo 8, which they are hiring some people to create that particular game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, for depending how long it's going to take, you know, just to get the game completely finalized, and therefore you know, just get the game likeable, up to date to its best it can for the next gen of what's to come. Because I remember, like, going through, and to me that obviously I haven't played Gran Turismo for a long time, and then having played GT1, GT2, GT3, GT4, GT5, GT6, GT Sport, and then this, of course, going through the bits and bats, and therefore that obviously I joined the Gran Turismo 5 on the PlayStation 3 at one time, you know, because it's going back from, I was going through some of the flashbacks about when there was a Grid Race Driver that came out in, what is it, like 2008 or something, and then you know, back in those well, the days, like, you know, for the late 2000s and early 2010s, where the damage models were just like supremely well, realistic and crazy. You know, when you have those kind of well, damage models where you have well, rectangle body parts and therefore that you have door panels flying off, body panels flying off, and then obviously you see the driver exposure even more. And yeah, definitely, you know, that it's good. I don't know if I've remember playing it once, but then obviously, then, you know, when you look at something that's more familiar, then obviously it does give you goosebumps, doesn't it? You know, how great, well, the racing games were back then when the damage models was that extreme, just to make it look as close as to what it is in real life. But then you have multiple manufacturers that have been complaining, that have said that well, we don't want to see our cars get totally destroyed like that. And then you had codemasters at the time that who obviously take no prisoners other than just take the damage model to the extreme of the real life crashes that you see and so on. But yeah, let me see if I can get a race car out for a bit of fun. What I'll need to do there is go into Racing Softs, take that turbocharger off, normal gearbox, and then just have some fun in a Porsche GT3 car. Obviously BOP is off, so it's like, you know, you just get on with the feel of the car. And without BOP and just leaving everything well, just stock, other than just some racing parts that you get in this GT3 car, then obviously it's different. Grass hopping, foot flat to the floor, and the shadow in the Toyota. And then these games are, well, nowadays that obviously just makes it look, they just look well, super realistic, and the graphics are just like very close to real life well, details. And then but then obviously you don't see well, that many games where racing games where you just go all barrel rolling all over the place and having body parts and door panels, etc., flying off the vehicle, even when you're in a big crash, should I say. And then nowadays that you just want to continue to enjoy these moments just as it is, and then because you never know if you could ever get the opportunity to take your mind off certain things, and then just and have some fun. Porto, welcome along. Good afternoon from rainy Virginia. Thank you very much for tuning in, and welcome along, buddy. and I hope you're doing good, man. I hope all is well from your side. Obviously, I've seen some of the comments, which I've read and responded, and I really appreciate the support you're giving me a lot, and I really do. Couldn't ask for much more. So, but the graph doesn't stop. So let's keep this up and let's keep pushing. Just like I am pushing for another championship, where I'll be on the quest to go for the British Touring Car Championship, that's run by somebody. And just the thought that I've won the Clio Championship, and then to have that taken away from behind the scenes, then I just feel it's my time to get the redemption. And I mean business. More determined and hungry and energized than I have been, and fueled to get the best out of myself and the car underneath me also, and just live every minute of the moment and drive the skin out of it also. And Drew's in. Welcome along, Drew. Just like I am taking on the Nordschleifer section in the GT3 car. Just like what Max Verstappen's been doing in his Ferrari GT3 car when he was racing in the Nordschleifer the other month. And not a lot of Formula 1 drivers these days will have the chance to race at the Nürburgring. I must have clicked over something, God knows what. And obviously, because with Max, he's got his GT3 racing team, of course, and yeah. So therefore, he is gone for like a more advanced racing license in order to compete in some of the 24-hour races, especially in the GT3, for when he's been given the chance to do so, whilst he's competing in Formula 1. So who's looking forward to the Formula 1 season for this season, and what's your predictions on who do you think is going to win the Drivers' Championship or the Constructors? What will be like a bold prediction on? It could be any race. It could be any race of who is your biggest surprise of. Who's going to surprise a lot of people in a certain Grand Prix. Although I do have some for myself, but I can tell you that looking at pre-season, obviously the Mercedes look good, Ferrari look good, McLaren obviously there or thereabouts, and obviously with Max and the Red Bull, even with the Ford, then obviously so, but then it's over to Max if he can carry, if it's going to be a repeat of carrying the team over, was you had the second driver that might be or might not be up to the task in that. But with these new rules and regulations, then yeah, it's different. And I'm doing okay, thank you, Drew. Thanks for asking, and I hope you're doing good. So for anybody who listens to the stream, one bold prediction I reckon of what's going to happen at some point of, it's not an if, it's a matter of when. So the one prediction that I'm going to be say is that at some point in a certain Grand Prix, I'm not saying which one it is, but a certain Grand Prix of this season, Lewis Hamilton's going to win a race in Ferrari. Mark my words. And if he does that, then it'd be nice to see him win races just like he used to before the ground effect era, where he'd been struggling through the ground effect era, but he got a couple of race wins in his last season with Mercedes, And then obviously I do feel sorry for him in his first season, after a lot he's been through for his first season with Ferrari, the passing of his dog Roscoe. And you know, when it comes to the moments where when I talk about the dog, it makes me think about my dog. So today is my dog's birthday, as she is 12, bless her, and Coda has joined an exclusive club of German Shepherds who have made it to 12-year-old, having had German Shepherds in my household who made it to 12-year-old in the past. And congrats to Shadow once more on the news with his missus as well, for those who are not aware, as he too is going to be a dad later on this year as well for the first time. So hats off to the family and best wishes to them all. So, and obviously, he too has said, well, Shadow himself, is that, Project Norris is in the works. Obviously, he's got the rig sort of ready for the little one to come out, for when the little one's ready to come out and be brought into the world. Bless. So I'm just hunting down somebody in the Max Verstappen Ferrari 296 GT3 car. Hello, Bob. You didn't have to pull over, but I do appreciate the sportsmanship for letting me by. Because you know what time it is, as you can see, Bob. It's Stan AC time with the Nordschleifer. Just singing the heart out of this noisy Porsche engine. So Drew's in a Ford pickup. Containing 800 brake horsepower. So what is the most disgusting thing I've seen in the game? I've got one. 2 trucks, 1 car. Yeah, I remember that well. And when you have 2 trucks coming at you in a car while you're in a car, you're gonna have a hard time. 187 mile an hour, hard on the brakes. The brakes are so damn good. Just makes you want to brake later if you can. If you have confidence. Bit of fun there. Yeah, I'm sure the MX-5 will fit in the pickup, and obviously, I thought Bob at first was going to do a fast lap in the Ferrari. But he's already done a fast lap, ain't he, Bob? So just to spare a moment to say GG, put a smiley face on. So there's VW20 TFSI, or 2 litre TFSI, should I say, in the Audi R8 GT3. I do like a look at this this monster livery I've created, and obviously I did see somebody I know who was kind enough to say that well, can I use your livery? And they said, yeah, go for it. Obviously, and there was that friend of I know of who I raced with in the GT World Series Manufacturers Cup, where that person raced in the Porsche and used that monster livery I created in the GT World Series Manufacturers Cup races, which I do appreciate him for using it. And won't be the last, because I know that there'll be certain people out there that'll be using the monster livery. So we've got Shadow in the Ferrari. So come join me if anybody's interested while I follow Shadow in. So we've got somebody behind as well, whoever that might be. Oh, he's had an adventure, so we'll just slow down for him. Put hazards on. Look at the sparks flying. Oh, I'm on the grass! Oh, Michael! Why do this to me? I thought I was going to get a concussion for a moment there, but I'm here. Beckus, welcome along. Whoa, I've got dirty tyres. Gotta be mindful of the dirty tyres. I'm gonna need to find a safe runoff area so I can go for a quick toilet break, because I'm dying for one now. So where's the space? Where's the escape road? Not here, is it? No, it's true. That one bit too small. Oh, he's Slipped on the curb, I believe. Looks like it. It's alright, mate. I'm just... I found a slot. I'm just going to park it here because I'm going to need a piss. As I'm dying for one. So I'll be 2 secs. Right, I'm fresh, I'm ready to go. Right, you ready, Shadow? Or is he just having a toilet break? Unless he's too busy drinking some alcohol that's in that little building, in that building, should I say? I'm revving the engines. Let you know if you're ready. Or else I'll just leave you. I'm sure the marshals don't mind that. Let's have a look at this guy. Alright, pal. How you doing? How you doing? That's a nice haircut you got there, mate. And what's this old guy doing? Is he just looking at what's going off to his left? Or is he just about to have a look at what's going off on his right? Who knows? Not fleecing at all. Not fleecing at all. So there's a car VDB's here. Is that Shadow at the background? Nope, that's Bob. Oh, Bob's not messing around, is he? I'm not sure if he was on a flying lap, but, well, bit of fun anyway. And Shadow's back in the pits. No problem, buddy. Thought I could get onto the throttle a bit too early, but perhaps too much. Let's have another go at the other car then. Alrighty then, so do I have something? I may have a certain Lamborghini in my head that I'm gonna have a go in. That I'm gonna have a go at that. Yeah, and it does remind me a little something of what I've been like seeing, like, you know, just in between some of the recent touring cars, which obviously more details will be published out, which is worth keeping an eye on, which does spark me some interest. So this was like one of the pre-planned bits and pieces before he started the BTCC, and this was like going back to way back in 2023. And then here we are in 2026. On season 5, with the two of us going for the overall championship, and it's taking us back to the McLaren GT3 endurance series. Well, back in late 2023, when we were going for it. Well, for those 5 races. Yeah. So, speaking of liveries, that well, obviously that I did do some people's liveries well before then, so obviously that if anybody wishes well to have a certain livery being made, just ask me, and if you wish to have a livery designed by me, then feel free to say so, but bear with me on some of the requests that I'll be getting, because obviously it's going to take some well investment on the time and efforts, you know, just to get the you know, the details on the bits and bats, and you know, just to get them all on point and make it as good as it. Oh, all right, buddy. Not sure what Seb was doing, but okay. So yeah, just feel free to ask about if anyone was wishing for a certain livery to be made. I don't mind doing them myself, but it's just finding the time to do it, which is another thing for sure. As you will have seen, that a lot of monster liveries have been making well for ages, then therefore that anybody can please them to go and use it also. Just watch out for Shadow as he's in the Scirocco. So, out of interest, is anybody doing anything particular for tomorrow? Why I ask, because obviously because tomorrow marks 4 years since GT7 came out. So, the one question I know from you guys who are watching, is anybody interested in a GR3 lobby, a GT3 lobby? Let me know in the chat if anybody's interested. So looking at roughly 6 o'clock UK time, obviously we're a bit practice, qualifying probably, and then we crack on with some sprint racing to mark the game's 4-year anniversary since its release. So let me know in the chat if anybody's interested. No worries if you've got to crack on with whatever you needed to do. So I don't mind doing anything, in all honesty. I'm sure some will respond for when they've parked up their cars. So even if anybody is interested in the GR3 lobby, then obviously I'll put up the details on the community page, and therefore that and just wind down with some chilled fun racing as well. Obviously, because I remember doing it as of this time last year when it was on the Tuesday when the 4th of March landed, and this year that the 4th of March is on the Wednesday. So I thought traditions, if that makes sense. And then we blast past it, blast down the back straight. onto that bit of AstroTurf and right. We've got Fento in the Honda Civic, what looks like a touring car, and there's Shadow in the Scirocco. Yeah, go ahead. Be nice to have you around for tomorrow, Shadow. So obviously anyone's welcome to join me open lobbies with the GR3s. As long as you're clean and respectful, that's the main thing. But yeah, that's something to wind down from the, for cracking on with the not only with the serious racing stuff, but also just to mark the game's 4-year anniversary of its release. Obviously, it started all the why they had to release the game. Obviously, in 2 separate platforms, both PlayStation 5 and both PlayStation 4, is to get the funds in on the amount of copies that they're selling. Obviously, that's just to keep the business going. Which of course there have been like millions of copies have been sold since then, and therefore that PlayStation 4 is very much coming to an end soon, unfortunately. So best get a PlayStation 5 and then while you can. Obviously there is a slim model that you can get, which is the one I'm currently using. But as for the Pro, there may be some of the offers that are going off somewhere for those who are thinking of going between, where there's differences between the slim model and the Pro model. I want to be out in the Scooby. And I got Sports Soft tyres as well. And then it's just a matter of time of when the PlayStation 6 is coming out as well. Looking at towards the end of the 2020 decade, but I could be wrong. because you never know until the time gets closer and closer. There's a Shadow just sticking it around the outside in the Lancer. No, it's not been modified to the full this the Subaru, but it doesn't matter. Whoa, Delta Bell, what car you in, bruv? There's a Toyota Supra going sideways, of course. Fento is in the Supra. Thank you for letting us by. What, you'll continue to do your donuts? Pardon me. Fento's left, thank you for joining. It's okay, my foot's flat to the floor. And you know what, I've not been able to get these modified parts servo for this car. Just like not even used it at all. But obviously this livery does give me memories of when Colin McRae was in the Subaru. Oh, just using over that piece of AstroTurf there and kept it on the track somehow. Pardon me. Welcome along, James. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well, mate. Got like another 5-10 minutes to run this lobby, and I'll be closed it until next time. So feel free to jump in if you want, James, or if you're cracking on with whatever you need to do. No worries at all. Good to see you as always. Okie dokie. Thank you for letting us know. Not going to be long anyway, but obviously you get the chance to show off your own car. As long as it's not a Tomahawk or a Red Bull X racing vehicle. And there's James. Pardon me. Felt like it's been a long day. Rico's in. Welcome along, Rico. Oh, he's left. And there's Shadow in the Mini. Just gonna sit back and lie back, get some shut eye for a moment, and just chill out, and then listen to the noisy sounds that the cars are making. The vehicles are making, where you can hear all sorts, and then you can also hear the tyre screeching and noisy nature going off at the background. We have got somebody in the Super Formula car, in the McLaren livery. And there's a lot of road cars, and there's a racing car, the Porsche GT3 racing car. And that is James. Right, so we're done half an hour, just over half an hour to Tokyo Expressway, and we're just done just over an hour at the notch level layout, so you can still see daylight when you had the settings set to ×5 of the time rated, so that's not too bad. Because you still get to see the lovely coloured skies at the background. There's some having a crack in the racing cars, and then yeah, just watch the nice sunset, of course. Might as well. No worries, Shadow. Thank you very much for joining. And obviously, and I could see the time that time is calling, that I'm just going to have to crack on with whatever I needed to do. So, obviously, been some good fun, and just want to spare a moment to say thanks for joining. Subscribe to my YouTube at It's Dan AC. See you next time, and take care all. Sorry I have to cut short everyone, because I'm just about to crack on with whatever I needed to do, but it's nice to chill out for an hour a bit with for those of you who had joined in as well. So we have got these are just what I spun. Yep. So a pleasure to have you around as well, and welcome along to some new people as well for some chilled lobbies, of course. So lobby closing. Let me see if there's any lobbies that going off for those who wish to keep on just chilling out and doing some some chilled lobbies, or even do any some racing, which I'm going to show you as well. So the lobby is closing as well. I'm going to change the car while I'm in the process. So okay. So let me see if there's any lobbies that are happening at the moment for those who wish to keep on going. Connected to server. Show only rooms with friends. When this loads up. So there is a GR3 lobby that's run by somebody. Glowing Gold is in there. And then we've got Humpty Dumpty in the GR4 with prohibited tuning, whatever that is. Fair Play Racing in the GR3s. Trying to work out what was Team Cleo Racing DKs in the lobby. For those who wish to do some GT3 racing. Yeah, so there is some Tuesday night league races going off, as well as some of the open lobbies in some car categories, which, whilst I am on there as well, I've done a time trial, and don't forget to do the online time trials for those who want to earn some extra income. So a 4-star roulette ticket. Let's see what I win. Having done some miles, was trying to better my time at Tokyo Expressway and the Amuse Honda S2000 tune car. Okay, so I'd just like to say thank you very much to those of you who were tuned in to say hello while on the go. Appreciate your time and efforts as always, and So it's been a nice lobby and a nice stream, of course, all chilled out and whatever you. So and I appreciate your time and efforts, and yeah, so it's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure. So tomorrow I'll be live for some GT3 open lobbies, looking at approximately 6 o'clock UK time, if things do go to plan, or even if I get a chance to go home a little early and to do whatever I needed to do. Other than that, I'll be started the stream as I go along, and then get on with some open lobbies to mark the game's 4-year anniversary release. Other than that, we are good to crack on with what is next for the task in hand. So that's what's happening, and then after tomorrow's open lobbies in the GR3s. Therefore, I'm going to be practicing for the JCR British Touring Car Championship, which marks the halfway mark of the season on Saturday, during the weekend of the first round of the Formula One World Championship at Australia, which is where it's taking place. So, other than that, we are good to keep driving and continue to keep pushing and enjoy ourselves no matter what. So. Welcome along to the new subscribers as well, and yeah, it's been good. So the graph doesn't stop, as I mentioned. So yes, James, see you soon, mate. Thank you for joining. Although it's a bit late for you, but well, late for me, of course. But so hope to see you again soon. So yeah, so I'm gonna bounce and crack on with whatever I need to do now. So. Thank you all for tuning in, and if you like the content of what I'm doing, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate your support as always. Other than that, I'm going to cut short, so whatever you're doing, look after yourself, and have a great evening, a great afternoon, a great morning wherever you are in the world. And for myself, Danny C, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.